What's up, you guys? Slim here, Team Symmetry, here to bring you guys my take on wind-ups. It's going to be another deck profile. Now, I know a lot of people are like, damn it, Slim. We've seen wind-ups so much that we're tired of it. It's like Rescue Rabbit. We've seen a million versions of it. There's never really any difference, and I totally agree. Believe it or not, you guys, this is the one deck I said I'd never pick up. I said I would never build it. I would never play it. Because I don't know, like when windups and Inzectors came out, I wanted to run Inzectors because I like the idea of popping shit. I never ran it though. I just ran Dino Rabbit. I said fuck it. Inzectors were terrible because Dino Rabbit just like trashed them. And the reason why they trashed them is they just had too many outs to that deck. And Guaiba was amazing back then. Now Guaiba is like, it's good, but it's not as good as it used to be. But windups have solidified themselves as the best deck of the format. And that's why I picked up the deck. I picked up the deck cheap and I picked it up because I felt, you know, I always give decks a bad rap and I never run them, so I felt, you know what, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to build it, and see what all the hype is about. And I actually do like the deck. I do like the deck. I think Windups is a really good deck, and I see why it's the best deck of the format. I see why Josh Graham said if you're not running Windups, you're crazy, because wouldn't you want to open Magician Shark and pretty much be able to call it game if you're going first if they don't have Maxi or Veiler? I mean, that's just, you know, that's something else. So I'm going to get into the profile. Hope you guys like it. I'll explain some of my choices. It's very similar to a lot of the decks, but hopefully my reasonings will intrigue you guys enough to watch the whole profile and people who just wanted to know. And I mean, you got to give me a little bit of kudos. I did wear a W. I wore Walgreens for wind-up, so I thought a little bit on this one. Anyways, you know, the profile. Hope you guys like it. Thumbs it up, and we'll just continue with deck profiles. So that's all I got to say, you guys. Let's get into the profile. Alright, you guys, here we go. My take on wind-ups, very similar to a lot of people's, but hopefully you guys will stick around for the whole profile. Alright, we got 3 Wind-Up Rabbit. This card is fucking busted. I love this card. I think this card alone can just stand alone as one of the best cards in the game because the ability to evade and come back and your opponent not being able to warning your resummoning at standby phase is amazing. This card just opens so many combos when you open this and Factory if you don't open Magician Shark. So this card is just amazing. I think this card can stand alone in a lot of decks, and I think it's one of the best cards. I'm glad they reprinted it because it's hard to get at one point when it was like $65, $70 after Tyler won the Nats with it. So this card is just great. You got to run 3. The obligatory 3 copies of Shark. This card's great. You know, you can open 2 Sharks and make a Tyrus or Adrius. I think that's pretty cool. But, I mean, this is one half of your combo to pretty much OTK your opponent, if not just control the game from there. This card's amazing. 3 Wind-Up Rat. This is actually my favorite card in the whole deck. The reason being is that this card is a tour guide. This card is just like, fuck. Like, you summon this thing, you know, use its effect, bring out a Shark, decrease the Shark, and you make it at rank 3. It's just like a tour guide, so it's like you're running 5 tour guides in the decks. I mean, this is just amazing. I've won so many games I'm going to be able to top deck this card, and I think that's just really important. And what I like about this card most is that since it's such low attack, they can't bottomless it. Sure, they might be able to bottomless the XYZ that you bring out, but this card is just really good in general. So, I mean, of course you got to run 3. There's no explanations needed there. I do run 3 Magician. Now, a lot of people are going to say you only need 2. Josh Graham only ran 2. The reason why I'm running 3 is for 2 reasons. A, consistency so that I open with it. And B, you actually do need 3 in some of these combos. Sometimes if you draw 1, you really want to have 2 more in the deck. So that's the reason why I'm running 3. The main combo where you open Shockmaster, Pappy, and the Carrier is just amazing. You call spells, you pretty much lock down your opponent. So that's why I'm running 3. I'm running 2 Max C's because of the mirror match, because of a lot of decks that special summon. You need this card. This card just, it helps you draw to your pieces and it hopefully stops your opponent in the mirror match. You really need this card. I could see myself running 3 in the deck, but 2's fine for now. 2 what I consider staple Thunder Kings, because Thunder King is just really good this format. It's good against heroes, good against windups, good against a lot of decks. And a lot of people would say, doesn't this card conflict with Factory? If you're a good player, you're not going to play Factory while you have Thunder King. You're not going to summon Thunder King while you have Factory. You're going to summon Thunder King early in the game or later in the game to secure your win after you've already used Factory. This card's really good in the mirror match too, because I was playing the mirror match and I didn't have any windups. I opened with Thunder Kings and my opponent had Factory out and I was like, well shit. So I summoned Thunder King and their Factory was locked down for the whole game. I ended up winning. So this card was just really good. Plus, I mean, Thunder King is just amazing. There's no other way to say it. I'm still running 2 Snowman Eater. It's a lot like Dino Rabbit. But I love this card because it's the element of surprise. Plus, it's really good against heroes. You need cards against heroes, against Alias and stuff like that. And this card just puts in a lot of work. It surprises the opponent. It automatically kills Lagia. I don't know why you wouldn't run it in most decks. I think this card is just a staple pretty much in a lot of main decks. And then the 2 Tour Guides and the Sangan. No Night Assailant. You don't really need it. Mostly, you go Tour Guide into Tour Guide to make your Carrier, and Sangan just searches either Magician, Shark, Rat, whatever you need. You don't need Night Assailant, you don't need Dark Mimic. Level 3, you don't need any of that stuff. So 2 Tour Guides and a Sangen's all you need. So that's it for the monsters. It's 21 monsters, pretty basic. On to the spells, 3 factory. Now a lot of people think 3 is too much. I think 3 could be a lot, but I think it's good because, again, like the Magician, consistency issues, you want to draw into your pieces, and I like having 3 factory. I like opening 2 factory because if you don't open Magician Shark, but you open double factory and a rabbit, you can search the Magician Shark. So, I mean, this is just amazing. This card's just really, really good. You would think it conflicts with Thunder King, but if you're smart, it really doesn't. 3 MST because just like Dino Rabbit, you have to get your plays off, and Magician Shark is your main play, so you just want to hit the back row. Torrential could be a problem, Bottomless can be a problem, a lot of cards like that can be a problem, so you got to get rid of them. The staples, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Book of Moon, Pot of Avarice. This card's amazing in the deck. Don't even need to explain that. That's all for the spells. And then on the traps, 2 Bottomless. I still like Bottomless because Shining, a lot of other cards are just a real problem, and this card's really good. This card's really good against YuGi-Tube Machina because of the damn Fortress. Like, bottomlessing the Fortress is great. Same reason why I still run 2 Deep Prison, because you need to get that monster off the field. You don't want to destroy it, you want to banish it. So this card is really good. Good against Shining too. And I feel Heroes are just like one of the best decks right now, especially after Angel Flores won with Heroes. You just really need your outs to cards like that. I'm running the 2 Warnings, of course, Staple, 2 Torrentials, and 1 Judgment. No Mirror Force because I don't really like Mirror Force. I can't make Mirror Force work. Like, in Heroes, I understand you need to protect, like, Fossil Dyna and stuff. Flores' build of the deck. But other than that, you really don't need it. And I feel that these traps are fine. I could see myself even running a 3rd Deep Prison because it's just that good. So, that's it. The deck's 41 cards. Very basic. Yeah, I'm going to get an extra deck real quick and then explain a couple things. Of course, you got to run the 1 Carrier. Ultimate. Sexy. I run 2 Zen mains. Josh Graham did 2 Zen mains. I'm doing 2 Zen mains. I can't tell you how grateful I am for running 2 because this card just wins games flat out, saves you, it lets you draw to your pieces, and the rat into rabbit, rat into shark combo makes this card really live. So I run 2 just because having 2 walls is amazing. You can stall out and really just outpace your opponents. I think this card's great. Leviathan, Leviair, Acid Golem. I hate this card, but it goes for game when you need it. Giga Brilliant's amazing in this deck because it beefs up everything. Tempo for those pesky Zen mains and Acid Golems. You can really screw an Acid Golem with this. That's it for the level 3, rank 3s. On to the 4s. The best card, hands down, is Shockmaster. This card's getting reprinted, obviously, in the new Hanzo tin, but for the time being, this card is still broken because you end your plays with this, the Carrier, and Pappy, and like a removed rabbit, and you call spells, set your warning, set your bottomless, whatever. Your opponent can't storm you, they can't reborn, they can't dark hole, you're winning the game. So this card is just amazing. 1 Wind-Up Zenmeister. This card apparently works with the OTK. I think it's the 8700 or the 9100 loop. I really don't make this card that much, but I see why it's in there. It's really good with Carrier. 1 Maystroke because Sheehan can be a problem, but this deck easily handles Sheehan, so this card's just in there for reasons like that. Once again, as I always say in every deck profile, the absolute best XYZ monster in my opinion. Photon Butterfly Assassin, Pappy, amazing. I will never run a deck without it. That's it for the rank 4s, very basic, and also because the extra deck room is really tight. For the 5s, we've got 1 Wind-Up Zenmayo, 1 Tyrus, 1 Adrius. That's it. Very basic, very standard. Like, there's not a lot of things that you can really do to wind-ups. Now, people may wonder, like, certain choices. I chose not to run Mirror Force. I don't like Mirror Force. Josh Graham ran 2 Mirror Force. He was able to do it up. I can't do it. I don't like Mirror Force. The games that I play, Mirror Force just never really helps. I can see myself adding a 3rd Deep Prison because this card is just, it's so good right now. I don't regret running 3 Factory. I think 3 Factory is just really good because you want to draw to your pieces. You just really want to draw to your pieces. I like the Snowmen because Thunder King is a problem for this deck, especially if you have Factory. I've had plays where I bluff my opponent and I go Wind Up Factory and I set Snowman Eater. They think it's Magician because Magician has 1800, so they'll summon something, try to run into it, and then you kill their monster, and then you can trigger Magician Shark next turn and trigger your Factory. So I mean, this card is just really good. Thunder King I've already spoken about is just, it's too good this format not to run. You would think these 2 cards conflict, they really don't if you know how to play the deck. And then I guess like the last thing is the 3rd Magician. The reason being is, like I said, I want to draw into this card. I want to open with this and Shark. I want to open Magician Shark. I want to say I got Magician Shark, response, and then go forward and make my play. It's amazing. So this deck is just, I mean, it's something else, you know. I never really understood why the deck was so good because this was during the time that the hand loop was all that the deck really did. And Shockmaster wasn't around back then, but now this deck has this new play with Shockmaster. It just makes the deck just so good. The thing about Windup is that it's good at any point of the game. And I think that is just amazing. You can have games that drag out and you're out of plays, but then you top deck this little guy and go boom, boom, response, nothing, boom, and you like win. So this deck is just something else. So yeah, so that's it, you guys. I never thought I'd run windups. I never thought I'd actually enjoy windups. But I know why they're so good now. They're good at any point of the game. They're good in the beginning. Magician Shark, Nomaxi, or Veiler, okay, that's game. Middle of the game, you're struggling. You top deck a rat, or you use a rat play. You win. You outpace your opponent with wind up rabbits and factories and get all your pieces, and they're overwhelmed by that. Everything multiplies really quick in the deck. End of the game, you have your Snowman Eaters, your Thunder Kings, you have your rat, which just like wins you the game. You have so many ways to make all these XYZ plays. It's just amazing. You can pot of avarice everything back and draw into your outs. I remember I pot of avarice back when it was the end of the match. I was at like 200 life points. I pot of avarice back. I top decked a rat and I top decked a judgment, and it was like, that's game, because I'm going to go rat, you don't have anything in hand, so no Veiler, no C, and I'm going to make this get over your monster. If you play anything to stop me, I got game. So this deck is just beyond amazing. I think it's too good, to be honest. I think that the variant of Heroes that Angel Flores took is what really gave me the edge over this deck, because a lot of cards hurt this deck, and cards like Needle Sealing, cards like that really hurt the deck. But if you're a good wind-up player, you know what to side, you know how to play the deck, and I'm still learning. I'm a wind-up noob, to be honest. I have not run the deck that long, but I'm learning the combos, and I'm learning them from my teammates, because a lot of my teammates run wind-up, and I'm learning how to play the deck, I guess kind of like trying to get to their level, which will take a while, but I really like the deck. I hope you guys don't mind that this profile was very generic, but I feel that the deck is just so good right now that, I mean, if you have it, run it. I know people don't like to go mainstream. A lot of people say they're tired of seeing the same profiles, but honestly, you guys, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is right now. It was last format was all Dino Rabbits who were blue in the face, Inzectors who were blue in the face, windups that loop your hand. Now we have windups that OTK you, windups that lock down the game with Shockmaster. We have heroes that just stun your opponent, OTK your opponent in the Hero Lives build. We have older versions of Rabbit. We have a lot of decks that are just coming out of the woodwork, Gear Gia, everything, etc. And that's how the game's played right now. That's how the game's played, and you have to understand that. You have to understand this is how Yu-Gi-Oh's played, and you have to decide whether you're going to play or not. So that's all I got to say, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. You know, thumbs it up. 200 plus likes would be great. I hope that you guys just like my take on the deck. I never thought I'd run the deck, but I feel that the way the format is, I would be an idiot not to at least try the deck out. So I hope you guys like the deck. Thumbs it up, and we'll bring more profiles and more videos as the weeks continue. That's all I got to say, guys. Thank you for watching.